Hey guys, this is Carolina Varsity. We're in our 2015 season, rolling into week 11. We got a huge ball game here. We got Hough going over to play North Mecklenburg. I'm Dale Ross.
And I'm Matt Marr, the pet man. And this game is for the conference lead.
Yep, it sure is.
No one suspected this coming into the season.
No. Not me.
All right, so this game's at North Meck. I always like going to North Meck, that environment up there when they're good, and they are good. Is going to be really ready to go. All right, Hough has got to be ready to go from Jump Street here. They got to realize the conference title's in their hands. They went out, they got the conference.
Right.
Keys, they got to keep Coles in the pocket on defense. We saw it last week. He won the game against Vance by getting out of the pocket, making a play, and scoring that running touchdown. I think you're going to see a heck of a matchup on the outside. You're going to lock up Marquil Osborne on DeMontrez Burrows. And those are two D1 level guys going at it. And I know Coach Baker said after the game, Burrows does not have any D1 looks, and you guys are missing out because that kid has D1 size. He's got D1 ability, and someone needs to go get their hands on him. For Hough, offensively, they got to run the ball. They have to be able to run the ball against that North Meck front. It's not going to be easy.
Right.
Vance couldn't run the ball consistently against North Meck, and that's what hurt was they had to sit there and start throwing the ball all the time, and then the North Meck D-line was able to tee off on them. I think they got to put in some design rollouts for Gibbs in the pass game, and they have that stuff.
Right.
Saw that stuff against Butler. I've seen some of that stuff on film. For North Meck, they got to keep that emotional edge that they had last week. Everyone was down on them last week, and now they're getting a lot of love. They're in the Sweet 16 now.
Right.
So, you don't want to lose that edge. Now you got to go get it. You got teams scared of you. They know you're for real. Now you got to keep the edge and go get it because destiny's in their hands. They can win the conference.
That's right.
Winning these next two games. On defense, they got to study formation and tendency. Hough is really good with multiple formations, and they can confuse you with all their motions, shifts, things like that. So they really got to get in the film room this week. Offensively, they have got to get Emmanuel Wilson going early to control the tempo of the game. He is a bruising running back, man. He's only a sophomore, but he runs downhill hard. And I tell you, he's a load. You cannot, one guy just can't take him down usually.
Right.
I think for North Meck, your goal is to keep this game low scoring and close in the fourth quarter and try to win it at the end like you did last week against Vance.
So one of the things that you mentioned there is one of my points is can Hough secure the conference championship? A win and you secure it. So like you said, they got to realize that it's there. It's right there at their hands, and sometimes teams fall over. When you reach that point and you got it, and then you fall over. So do you want it? And the same thing is true for North Mecklenburg, because if they win out, they will be the conference champions. So really, North, it's in both of you's hands as to what happens with you. But is Hough going to play like the leader that they are of the conference? Or are they going to fold up their tents in this game? That can happen. Can North, it's coming off of a big win. That was a huge win over Vance.
It was.
No matter what we may think where Vance is at, that's a huge win. So they've got a very, very emotional high. And does that drain them? And are they going to be able to bring that? Because they're going to have to bring that same level of intensity or more to this ball game if they want to win it. So North, if you want to win it, you're going to have to, what you did last week, behind you, and you're going to have to play the next level. You got to just step up to the next level of play.
And to piggyback on that, this is a place where North hadn't been in a long time.
That's right. 10 years.
Yeah. So how are they going to handle it?
That's right. How are you going to handle it? Exactly. You hadn't seen these kind of wins. So there's a lot running there mentally as to, is there pressure, is there not? You put it all on yourself, but you're a physical football team. I believe that North is the most physical football team I've seen this year. At least definitely they play the most physical. So you got to bring that to this ball game. I do think you got to try to keep it, like you say, control the clock, control the time, shorten the game, be in that ball game at the end to win it. Hough, you got to come out and try to start doing that dagger quickly and and push them down and let North know that, well, you're the North that you were last year or the year before. You know, I don't know if you can get up a few scores, does that creep into the kid's head? Playing from behind is a hard thing for some people to do. So I think it's going to be a great ball game. In fact, the report says it's going to be 20-11. Hough over North Mecklenburg. So that's within one score. That's close. That's actually 2 scores of the field goal and a touchdown. And personally, I believe the game's going to be close as well. I think North's going to have to do everything that it looks like they're capable of doing. As I started becoming more of a North fan, you're going to have to bring it all to this ball game. Put them away quick. They've got a big, fast defensive line. I know you saw that. Defensive end plays great. Linebacker plays great. You got
McCollum at linebacker, number 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
He's in fact, before the last game that I saw them, I guess was the East Met game, that was mentioned to me to watch that player. Got a big receiver you got to shut down too, Osborne. So he could play big in this ball. He plays big on both sides of the ball. He could play very, very big in this ball game. So somebody's got to lock him down. I think you're going to have a good ball game.
Oh, yeah.
It's a short list game for me. All right. Well, thanks, and you guys have a great ball game.